come to see today the twice European cross-country champion Fionnuala Britton, who's generally got the better of Gemma Steele, but Steele beat Britain in Belgrade to win European silver just before Christmas at the European Championships. 3 times Gladys Gagnon has won the Northern Ireland title, going for a 4th crown today. Mariam Jamal won the 1500 metres World Championship titles in 07 and 09. She's a major candidate today, as are the Belete sisters, Almesh and Mimi. They run for different nations now. They left Kenya at a young age, went to Belgium. Mimi now runs for Bahrain, as does Jamal. Almesh remains loyal to the black, gold and red. Decent Irish field also. Fionnuala Britton winning team gold in Budapest in 2012 alongside Sarah Tracy. Eunice Callis is a non-starter. So they're alongside each other, Gemma Steele and Fionnuala Britton. That could be one of the battles of the day. Katie Parry of Leeds alongside. A major crowd here for one of the races of the day at Greenmount. So we're underway in the Women's Senior International race, and we have a former champion here as well as Fionnuala Britton. Charlotte Purdue won the race in the fog of 2011. This could be a fantastic event, and it's Britton and Steele out in front on the left-hand side of the field right from the start. The Belete sisters and Mariam Jamal are bossing it down the right-hand side.
I think Fionnuala's going to view this as a redemption day, a chance to make up for the disappointment of Belgrade, where she finished 4th after winning the European title 2 years in a row before that. Ahead of her that day was Gemma Steele, who finished 2nd. Charlotte Purdue ran very well as well. And Fionnuala loves this course, loves running up here, has won a few times, as we all know, and she's never afraid to take on the Africans. There are 3 very good Africans in there. They're going to be very hard to beat, but at best I would be hoping that Fionnuala would at least beat the rest of the field, not being too defeatist.
Well, Gemma Steele won bronze in Velenje in Slovenia when Fionnuala Britton won her first European cross-country title, and then repeated the act a couple of weeks later here at Greenmount and inflicted a 3rd defeat on her in Edinburgh, either side of Christmas 2011. Gemma Steele wasn't here last year. It was Louise Damon who finished 2nd 12 months ago to Fionnuala Britton, with Steele having finished 2nd the year before. But Steele in front here and showing a lot of Steele. This is precisely where she wants to be. Britton largely under the weather for the past 6 months, but still managed to finish 4th in the European cross-country in Belgrade. And up with the Belete sisters, Almesh 26, Mimi with the hat wearing 28, Mariam Jamal is up there, Charlotte Purdue as well, and Sarah Tracy doing her best to stay up in 7th place. But there's a breakaway group of 6 being led by Fionnuala Britton and Gemma Steele.
Oh, this is very good, and isn't it great to see the Irish girl Fionnuala Britton up there leading the field, and such a good field, not afraid to take on the Africans. The women's race looking like a totally different shape than the men's race, where the Africans totally dominated the race. Here now they have the Europeans putting it up to them. Charlotte Purdue is in there as well. Gemma Steele and Fionnuala Britton leading it out. And you could put a line across that lead pack and struggle to find a winner. And Sarah Tracy battling to stay in touch, as Sarah always does.
Also up there, Rosie Smith of Scotland, Juliet Potter of England, and Rachel Felton of England is not too far behind as well. They're not very heavily strung out at the moment, but that pack of 6 or 7 trying to move away as they head back towards the far end of the course once more, the Greenmount Forest. And what talent we've had in the men's and women's races. We have world and European champions here, and there's no doubting that there's a few we've seen today. We'll also be targeting the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow next summer. But it's Fionnuala Britton as they head out of sight in towards the forest, who's leading the way alongside Steele. But will the likes of the Belete sisters and Jamal pounce shortly afterwards? They're looking to make their move. They're all wearing very similar colours today. Almesh Belete, Mimi Belete, who is a year older at 25. Almesh is 24. And Mariam Jamal, who declared for Bahrain many years ago, well, she is still a class act, having won bronze in the Olympic 1500 metres in London last year. But Fionnuala Britton who has got a little bit of the Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price hair dye with her. Not as strong as the Jamaican sprint star, but she's still leading the way and hoping to paint the town red, as she's done with her hair.
You can see on this section of the course what Fionnuala Britton is all about. She loves these kind of conditions, this muck, this clingy muck, those hills. Yeah, that's what cross country is all about, and Fionnuala is one of the best ever at that.
Well, moving forward, Emer Mullen, just ahead of Gladys Gagnon, the three-time Northern Ireland champion. He's been reporting a bit of a cold this week, but he's still in the podium positions right now, and who's still doing very well indeed.
Yeah, this hill is really tough, and you can see as everybody tackles it, the different styles and the different ways they go about it, and invariably every second one seems to have a little slip. It's a very dangerous hill, actually.
So the leading bunch pretty much burnt off the rest now. Fionnuala Britton still leading the way. 2011, 2012, 2013, she's won international medals. That very impressive 3,000 metres indoor bronze in Gothenburg last year. Sarah Tracy still moving up in 9th place at the moment, fighting with Rachel Fenton and Juliet Potter, both of England, and her Irish international colleague moving up. That's Maria O'Sullivan of Raheny Shamrock, who's currently leading the under-23.
Yeah, Maria's a very good cross-country runner as well. She won the national intermediate cross-country last year, was disappointed not to get picked when the Irish didn't send an under-23 team to the Europeans recently, but she's young enough to make the team again, and she's out to make a mark today. And if she could win the Celtic section of the under-23 race, that would represent a very fine run. But I'm really excited by what's going on up front here, and the battle between Britain, the Africans, and Steele, and Purdue hanging in there as well. There's a lot of pride at stake here. First of all, Britain is trying to put herself up there as at least the best of the Europeans, and then of course the two English girls are fighting their own little parochial battle. So and what about the sisters? I'm sure there's a pecking order there as well, Will.
It's between Britain, the Britons, the Bollettes, and Mariam Jamal. They're the leading six, and they all have excellent international honours between them. Gemma Steele now has 2 European cross-country individual medals, silver and bronze, 2 team golds, and also finished second here in Antrim in 2012. Almesh Bolette had an excellent 6th place for Belgium in Belgrade in the European cross-country before Christmas, having finished 4th in Budapest the year before. Beginning to make a move going up the hill. This is Mimi Bolette ahead of Almesh Bolette and Mariam Jamal, and Steele is back in 6th, Purdue 5th. In 4th place was Britain, and now coming up, this is Rosie Smith of Scotland. She's in 7th place, battling hard to keep up. It's Juliet Potter of England who's in 8th place. Sarah Tracy of Ireland should be just behind in 9th. And here she is.
It was very significant on that hill, the amount of ground that Gemma Steele lost. She looks the most uncomfortable going up that hill. Purdue was pulling away from her.
A very big move here. Mimi Bolette is pulling away ahead of Mariam Jamal, her Bahrain international colleague, in 2nd place. Almesh Bolette of Belgium is in 3rd. Fionnuala Britton fighting hard in 4th place. Charlotte Purdue in 5th for Great Britain. And going back to 6th place, Gemma Steele regularly on the podium, but she'll have to fight very hard to get into the top 3 today. In 3rd place here, it's Almesh Bolette. Look down, a really strong move there by Mimi Bolette, who's leading Mariam Jamal. It looks like being Bahrain 1 and 2. A quick focus on the battle for 3rd place. It's Almesh Bolette, who's a 25-second lead over Fionnuala Britton. But it's a sprint for the line. Mimi Bolette with the hat. Mariam Jamal of Bahrain alongside. And you have to take your hat off to Mimi Bolette. She wins Antrim for the first time, and the twice world champion Mariam Jamal has to contend with 2nd place. Almesh Bolette wins the bronze for Belgium, and Fionnuala Britton, twice a champion here, won't make it 3 in a row. She'll be 4th, Charlotte Purdue 5th, Gemma Steele will be 6th.
Oh, that was a great race, and I think Fionnuala will be happy enough with that. She was the first European home. She comfortably beat Gemma Steele, who robbed her of the silver medal out in in Belgrade before Christmas. Didn't rob her, beat her, but Fionnuala, I think, would always view herself as being better than Gemma, and so it was particularly disappointing when she had to cede it out there, but today she got her bit of revenge.
Well, I can tell you that the Northern Ireland title has been won by Emer Mullen of Springwell, with Gladys Gagnon in second place. And another Irish athlete home, Sarah Tracy. Mini Belete wins the title for Bahrain, ahead of Mariam Jamal in second place. The other Belete, Almash in third, Britain 4, Purdue 5, and Gemma Steele in sixth place. So 2 athletes from Bahrain and 2 Beletes on the podium. And Mimi was unstoppable today.
Did you enjoy that?